Welcome to another episode of Raptor Rants. Today's episode is going to be about my least favorite thing, which is crossplay. I cannot express enough just how much I dislike crossplay. I think it's such a stupid idea because it just does not make sense, because let's say you have PC going up against Xbox and PlayStation. I understand that PlayStation, players are very similar to Xbox players because they're using a controller and not a fucking keyboard and mouse, which is very superior to a controller for some reason. I don't know how. No, that's not true. I do know how. But basically, my biggest issue with gaming is crossplay. And I know that seems very stupid to complain about, but again, I just am like the only person who really complains about this shit. Well, actually, no, I'm not, because I know there's a bunch of other people who actually do. I just don't know of anyone else who does, but I know there is, because it is a stupid concept. Yes, it's profitable, but it's such a stupid thing to do for the community, because if you're going up against players who, I'm an Xbox player, okay? I think I've made that very clear just by making tons of Horizon videos and Warframe videos and stuff, but my biggest issue is that, let's take War Thunder, for example. War Thunder is a great example. That's a game that I love mostly for the game itself, but also because there's an F-14 that you can get. And I really started getting into War Thunder mostly because of Top Gun Maverick. Some people might groan at that because that's a lot of what people did during that time when they announced that the F-14 was coming to the game. But I love War Thunder as a game because I love aerial combat. And as such, when you progress through the skill trees, or I don't know what they're called in the game, but when you basically progress through different airplanes to jets and bombers, it's a cool experience, but it is so frustrating when you progress further into the game because of how many other people are on PC and how superior they are on keyboard and mouse. It's just not fun. It doesn't make the game fun. It is almost embarrassing, really. And I know that some people are going to say, well, then just don't play it if you're that pissed off with the game. You can say what you want, but this is, what I'm just ranting about here. I know that some people are going to be complaining about the fact that, War Thunder is mostly for PC, and it really is not meant for Xbox players. Okay, then, it shouldn't be on Xbox then. It shouldn't be an Xbox game if it's not intended for that community. Forza is an Xbox game because that's the community it was intended for. War Thunder is for PC players because it was designed for PC. And yes, you can play it on Xbox, but it's not as fun. Well, that's not true. I do have fun playing it, but you're not as good. Your skill isn't as good as it is on PC. If a game is intended to be an Xbox game, it should stay as an Xbox game. If a game is intended to be a PlayStation game, it should be a PlayStation game. Maybe branch out and give the rights to Xbox, giving us fantastic games like, what's that new one called? Not Jump Force. The one where it's like Helldivers. Because Helldivers is coming to Xbox in August, I believe. So that's cool, because they're both console games. They're both consoles that share games every now and then. We gave PlayStation Forza, and we gave PlayStation Halo. Now, for any Xbox, enthusiasts, no one will be happy about that, myself included, because I think that that's just stupid. Because that is just simply what makes owning an Xbox or PlayStation special, because those are the only consoles where you can play those games on. And the same thing can be said for PC. If War Thunder is meant to be a PC game, it should just stay on PC. Because clearly, when you mix up PC players with Xbox players, and I don't know if it's also available for PlayStation, but my point is, if the game is intended for PC players, clearly the PC players are going to be technologically superior. They're just going to know all the tricks. They're going to know how to take down planes, get the right bombing altitude. But anyone can do that on Xbox, but it's just somehow different for PC. And I know that that's never going to change. I know that it's not going to go away because there's a whole money thing that goes along with it. But Me as a player, I prefer games where they just stay on one console. Because I'm not going to lie, I actually wanted to get a PlayStation for a while. One of the reasons why I do want to get a PlayStation is because that's the only console where you can play the Spider-Man games. Not PC, not Xbox, not Nintendo. That's just what makes a PlayStation special, because you can only play certain games on that. I just think that crossplay should not exist. It's just not fun. Because it's not even just War Thunder. It's not even just those other games I've mentioned. Also, Marvel Rivals. Marvel Rivals players are just so advanced that anyone who's on PC and is playing Rivals, they're just going to be better than console players. It's just the end of it. It's so stupid, and I just cannot get over it. I just cannot stand it. It's so ridiculous having to put up with people who the second we load into a match, we know we're going to lose because of how many PC players are in there. And my biggest issue is that if they're going to be doing that sort of thing, and this is why I love War Robots Frontiers to an extent. I know that some people are going to be like, huh? What? Isn't that the game you spent like $1,000 on? No, that was the old version. This is the console version. But my point is that despite what people say about Frontiers is actually a decent game because it gives you the option to turn crossplay on and off. You can actually deal with other players from different platforms, or you can just deal with strictly Xbox players, which that's why I like Frontiers. That's why I still play it. Because if I was playing with PC players, then obviously I'd just be screwed. No point in playing it, because there's no fun in that. If there's a game that comes to a different platform, at least make it so that you're able to play with people of your own platform. Now, obviously, there will be other players who you will be friends with that have a PlayStation, and that they will, they will basically be playing, and they have all sorts of different things on their account, on their PlayStation, that they don't want to restart on an Xbox. I get it, but I just cannot express enough just how stupid crossplay is, and that if, at the very least, that they need to, all companies need to do this. There just needs to be an option that they just need to put like an on-off switch for crossplay on and off. I just had to talk about this because I just think that crossplay is so dumb, and that if companies are going to be doing this sort of thing where they actually just make it like a standard feature, they should at least, make it an option to turn it on and off, like War Robots Frontiers is able to do. Like, that's like the one thing I can actually appreciate Frontiers about, is that you can actually turn crossplay on and off. You can't do that with any other game. I feel like other players would be able to appreciate that, because frankly, other things happen when, you're playing with other platform players. Like, there was this whole bug thing happening that Xbox players were having to deal with when PlayStation players first got to do in Horizon 5. When Horizon 5 first launched on PlayStation a few months ago, there was a huge power outage or whatever. I don't know what was going on, but the servers were just down, and all my friends were experiencing the same thing, and it was the exact same thing that we had to deal with when Horizon 5 first launched. And if anyone remembers, back in 2021, when Horizon 5 first launched, it didn't have the most successful launch, and we were having to deal with the exact same thing when Horizon 5 launched on PlayStation. It was just so annoying, and I don't know. They just need to work out the kinks with that. But my point is that I just think that all games should have an option to turn crossplay on and off. I'm not saying, I guess you could say that I honestly don't really know what I'm saying. I'm just saying that crossplay is stupid, and I think that there should be an option to turn it off if there isn't one already. Because I do think it'll make gaming a lot more fun when you're playing with your own people on your own console than it will be with other people on different consoles. Excuse me. But that's about it. Thank you for watching.